I'll tell you, someone who's very proud of the city, the Mayor Bill Wells, joining us here live. You've been with the city for 20 years, started off with a planning commissioner, right, in 2004, and 11 years as the mayor. I'm telling you, if you can be a mayor for 11 years, there's some constituents out there that might say you're doing something right.
Well, I hope so. I mean, one of the things I'm kind of proud of is I've won my elections with 84% of the vote, which means that Democrats, Republicans, and independents are all willing to keep me on. And I really think that that's where we need to get to as a nation, where we're all kind of working together for a common goal. In this case, the goal is to have a good city to live in.
I know throughout the years, obviously, since you started on planning commission, El Cajon's changed. We talked to the chief about that as well.
Sure.
Some of the challenges that have now become at the forefront. I know homelessness is a big one, a lot of concern by residents, right?
Well, I think homelessness is the big concern for every city in California. You know, I have kind of a maybe not a mainstream view of homelessness, mostly because I spent most of my life working in clinical psychology, working in psychiatric hospitals and emergency rooms, working with people, and a lot of them homeless people. I'm convinced that most of the people that are on the streets right now have a drug and alcohol problem, and that's the core of the problem, not housing. And I think until we understand that and accept that fact, we're never going to be able to solve the problem.
Look, we know you're running for Congress.
Yeah.
Big political news with Trump being convicted of 34 counts.
Yeah.
You had a quick reaction to that, and you're going to be reacting throughout the week here.
Well, you know, my reaction is a bad thing for America. You know, whether you like Trump or don't like Trump, it's really immaterial. This is, at its core, are we going to manufacture legal things to try to keep somebody we don't like off the ballot? Once we start doing that, that pendulum swings both ways. And I think it's frightening for me as somebody who's running for office, anybody who's considering running for office, that chills that and stops people from being willing to do that. And I just think that if you want to solve these problems, solve them with the ballot box.
And you have an event coming up here?
Yeah, so because I felt so strongly about it, I'm having a rally on Sunday afternoon right here at City Hall. It's going to be at 6 o'clock in El Cajon. And I'm asking people to come out because I want them to stand up, not for Trump, but for democracy, and stand up for the rule of law.
And Mayor, obviously for now, with you running for Congress next, tell me, you know, obviously you've been mayor for a while, what that means for the future of this city. What do you hope still happens in El Cajon?
Well, you know, you mentioned homelessness, and that continues to be our top priority. But, you know, at the same time, we have to get on with the business of living. Right. And a lot of that means economic development. We're an older city, and so you may have noticed when you came in, there's lots of construction happening.
Yeah.
We've got lots of new housing.
Sure.
And we're really trying to encourage that because the areas where we have urban blight, we don't have the money ourselves, like no city has the money themselves to fix that. So you have to bring in people that are willing to invest in the city. And we're doing that by having people come in and take whole city blocks and building nice housing projects and nice retail projects. We're trying to revitalize the mall right now. We're still the largest mall in San Diego County. We want to make that a great place for people to come and shop. And those are projects that are ongoing, and we'll continue to work on that long after I'm done being mayor.
And we mentioned the Chaldean population here.
Yeah.
So many Chaldeans call this home. Very proud to be here. How much does that create the El Cajon that we see today? Tell us about the immigrants that have moved here.
I gotta tell you, people don't really understand who Chaldeans are. I didn't understand who Chaldeans were when they first started coming. They have been such a blessing to this city. They work so hard. Their kids don't get into trouble. Everybody's trying to make their community better. They're very involved in the community, and they've been a great addition to El Cajon. And it's changed the flavor of El Cajon a bit. I mean, you'll see a lot of kebab restaurants and,
absolutely.
and you know, things that you wouldn't have seen here 20 years ago. But I think it's been great.
We gotta get running here, Mayor. But tell us, what do you love most about this city? You've been mayor here for 11 years. What is it?
It's the people.
Yeah.
There's something about a rural kind of feeling. Even though we are a city, it's East County, and people really get together. It's all about baseball games and community events and getting together, and people like each other out here.
Yeah,
I can see you have the 4th of July lights all ready here. You guys have got the park getting ready. You guys are ready for summer.
And listen, if you want to play, El Cajon's the place to go. We do free concerts every Friday night, all kinds of great community
Cruise
events.
shows coming up on Wednesdays.
Yeah, it's a great place to come. In fact, if you've never come to El Cajon. I encourage you, especially to come out on a Friday night. There's like a street fair environment and a great concert.
And we are seeing them set up for that concert. So thank you, Mayor. It's so good to see you this morning.